I want to spend some time today really talking about your real job, and what this new collective bargaining agreement between the players and the league means to your group.
Well, John, thanks for that, and thanks for coming to the golf tournament. It was great. Your bar bill, your food bill, we've sent it to you, and thank goodness we didn't have Millard there because it would have been so over the top. We'd have to
Certainly the
shut
bar
doors
bill.
here. Yeah, the league and the NHLPA and the foundation of the game, which is the players, the ones who have built the game. The ones that have made the CBA 600 pages so that the current players have the rights they have. We have sat down for a number of years and talked about how we make a better tomorrow and today for the players that are retired and aren't going to put 2 points on the board or a goal in the assist and goal column, but now are looking at not the short career, but the long life and how to make it better. And our focus with the PA and Marty Walsh and with the league, Gary Bettman and Bill Daly, has always been how can we give back to players that have paved the roads for the current players to drive on. And over the past number of years, we have tried to come up with a wellness plan that would help players in their life to make a better tomorrow and today. And I think over the course of this negotiation, and not with any negotiations with Don Fear, because he had zero interest in helping us, Marty Walsh has had the interest. Gary and Bill always have as well. And so we have found a way through the collective bargaining agreement to provide some dollars that are going to help a lot of players and their families in that long journey after the short career. So I'm proud to say that all of us, now that the music has stopped and the collective bargaining, although agreed to in principle, although ratified, not fully papered by the lawyers yet. So we'll see how that goes, as we know. But there is in spirit an agreement to help players and their families in this collective bargaining agreement. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm proud of the players that have taken part. And trust me, it's not Glenn Healy. This has been everyone from Bobby Orr and Ray Bork and Ty Domi and Mark Messier. And I could go down the list, Adam Graves, where we have worked diligently to try to create something in the collective bargaining agreement with the help of current players and the help of the league and their partners and the ownership groups of all the 32 teams to make a difference. And it is now official, ratified, and now it's a matter of waiting for it to be papered. And then at that point, creating a plan that will help players and their families.
You bring up some names, some guys that we all know and that all did very well in the game. But the reality of your constituency is there's thousands of players that didn't make as much money and didn't have prolific careers, but are now having struggles. And really, that's a big part of what your mandate is, isn't it?
Yeah, make tomorrow better than today, for sure. And honor the past. And I look at, I'm in the NHL Alumni office today, as we are every day. And if I was to change the name on the front of the door, it would be the foundation. That's what we are, the foundation of the game. And if I was to put something underneath it, I would steal it from Liverpool Soccer Football Club, and it would be, you will never walk alone. And knowing that as a player and as a teammate that maybe I didn't play with, but they've got a place to go to get help and hope, I'm proud of that. And I think that's when I walked through the door the very first day, that was our focus. Not about the alumni games. You take on the fire department and the police department and you kick their butts because you're an NHL player. No, not that. It is all about making a better tomorrow and today, because as you know, and any of your listeners, if you don't have money, that's all you think about. How am I going to pay my bills? Okay, if you don't have health, you don't have your wellness, that is definitely all you think about. And if it's a family member, if it's a kid that is in your house that's having trouble and you don't have an answer, if you don't have help and hope, trust me, it's an exhausting process and you feel helpless and hopeless. And I don't want to ever have that with any player, to have that feeling. They're on our team. They're going to join our team. And when they retire, on these walls, they walk through the foundation. They'll never walk alone. And I think that has been my focus. And the biggest reason I sit in this chair is to provide just that.
And you have a growing group of players, 130, 140 a summer?
Yeah, don't tell the 100 that don't know yet. But, it is ironic because what you have, John, is, typically the first calls from a general manager or a TV executive like yourself calling a broadcaster like myself and saying, you're fired.
Yeah.
But that wasn't you, but it was friends of yours.
No,
Okay.
no, that wasn't me.
Okay.
By the way, I also got the call for you, or a long discussion about you by your general manager that said, do you think you could have a job for Glenn? Because we don't think he can play goal anymore.
Well, the problem with that call, he was 4 years too late. He should have called when I was 35. I was done then. I just didn't tell anybody. It was my secret. So don't tell anyone. But when you look at it, you're absolutely right. That's a terrible call. You're not going to play, but you always think you're going to play again. Because right. I still dress like I was when I was 18. Left skate first, then my right skate, then the left pad. I don't think there's much of a change in the way I feel. Although on the other side of the camera, there is a different feeling for like Leaf fans in my last 4 years watching me. I do recall the one game against San Jose when one of the fans threw a crutch on the ice. I didn't really like that one too much. However, maybe that was a statement to me. But, we think we're the same. We're not. And then we're done. Now, you certainly can't go to the KHL and play. There's a couple things that have happened around the world that prohibits that. But the next letter that you get from Mr. Bettman, from Marty Walsh, from myself saying, welcome to the club. You're officially an alumni and you're on Glenn's team now. That's not a great letter to get because that basically means, all right, the journey has ended and it's now time for the next journey. But trust me when I say this to you, to the fans, and to every player that's going to be one of the 135, it's a darn good journey. And anything that you learn on the ice can transpose off the ice to make that next journey great, equally as rewarding, as fruitful. Maybe the dollars aren't the same, but man, the purpose and the reward is there. And so that is a hard letter to send, but we are going to be here for every player, every wife, and everyone's kids who need help. And that will never change as long as I sit in the seat. We will be there to help every one of the players in the hockey family. And that includes the wives, and that includes the kids.